What is up, YouTube? It is I, the not Alphonsus, John, waifus are trap masters extraordinaire. I guess that works. We're back with another deck profile for you guys. We have Ray again. This time, so he showed off a Thoughtless deck profile. Maybe he didn't actually. I think this one's gonna go up before it, but now he's gonna show off a Blue Wave deck profile.
Yep.
All right, so Ray.
I love my Aqua Force.
Do the things you do your Aqua Love and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. All right. First off, we'll start off with the starter, like Blue Wave Draco Kid. Blue Wave Master Dagger Master Draco Kid. I'm not gonna even say his full name, but this starter definitely the starter to play if you're gonna be playing Blue Wave, like shoving his soul, wave second time or more, draw a card every time it attacks. So if your Vanguard restands, which you're gonna have restarting Vanguards, you're gonna draw a card, and fifth time only, it gets a fifth time only, it will get a critical. So now, thanks to like some new additions, you can like literally use the starter off the bat, generate advantage, draw advantage, and literally pressure a card, especially like just using it straight off the bat, as opposed to waiting on the second turn going into the new stride. So definitely the starter play if you're playing Blue Wave. And we'll start off with the threes, the main Admiral, or we call it like the Marshal, for Blue Wave Marshal Valios. This is like, did you ever had any problem dealing with damage triggers? He eliminates a problem. So like on stride when you stride with a Blue Wave unit, Soul Blast a Blue Wave card. Your opponent's Vanguard stays at 11, meaning if they get triggers or try to use any skills to add it, their Vanguard's gonna stay at 11. So stuff like Gabriel is gonna, they're not gonna get the power boost, and also Nightgirls, if they try to do their mid plays, their power is gonna stay at 11. So this will allow you to continuously pressure, like given when you have the Blue Wave units. And his other skill is at the beginning of ride phase is call a Blue Wave card to hand with a at a cost of a counterblast. Give it plus 2k, and also you draw a card. This helps when you wanna push for numbers and also for pressure, and also try to funnel for cards if you can't stride, and increasing the chance of being able to do it like before you stride at your rifle. So definitely this is a skill to take it.
What's a defensive trigger?
So we have his other man, Arsenal Fleet. 3 of these, very good card, especially if you want to funnel for your attacks. And like a special counterblast one, it gets 4k, and if it's a second battle or more, plus 2k, and I mean not plus 2k, plus 4k, and like restand it if it's the second battle. This is very good, especially when you're pressuring, and when you do use Valius' skill, you can definitely get, this becomes a 16k, so he's definitely a good party to call with Valius' on-ride skill. And his second skill is Soul Blast 1 when your Vanguard restands, and you can like choose a card from your drop zone, add it to hand. So essentially you're guaranteed like to have another stride fodder or be able to like recycle your resources. But being able to like have extra restanders like helps, and also being able to pressure with extra attackers for like utility grade 3.
So you run him as opposed to running Tetra Boil Dragon or Tetra Drive Dragon?
Because I want Valios to be my main guy, and I want to make sure that I'm on him like consistently. I might actually consider cut one out for a Tetra Drive in case something like grade 1 7Cs.
You never know when you need a limit.
That's why I may actually cut one out for that. Thank you, Alphonsus, for like pointing this out. I know you're trying to play the deck. I will teach you the ways of it. So like that's something that's not final. I might consider like cutting one out.
Okay.
But at least but Valios is your main guy you want to be on because of his versatility. And then for our twos, we still keep 4 Blue Wave Voivus. He is your main guy, especially if you can coup de grace your opponent at grade 2. You need to have him at 4, so he's definitely something that's gonna allow you to get like more attacks and a lot. And he's basically like because we nowadays you have multiple blue units. Like he's your main grade 2 like rush game. So that's definitely what you need, especially for getting to 4th attack. So definitely 4 for this, no question about it. And it's also awarded for like when it attacks. So just to note, like if someone wants to do like Belloc or try to do like Bulwark, it is going to miss timing because he's going to restand like after he attacks.
Exactly.
So that's something to note about this. But outside of this though, well, like definitely a staple for all blue wave decks. And then also like we have his right hand man. 3 Gallius. I've seen people play that too, but personally I like him at 3 just so I have the extra probability to draw. And he's another Valious target for the ride target skill, because when he becomes an 11k, like you can continuously pressure. When you his skill is once per turn. When you attack with him, if it's the first attack, count plus 1, you pitch a card, you restand it, and then like he'll stand if it's the first battle, and then when the Vanguard swings, you can stand. When the Vanguard swings, you can stand him when he attacks, and he'll get another plus 2k. So what you could do like 1, 2, and when Vanguard swing plus 2k, so you're swinging 2 times, and then when the Vanguard swings 3rd time, you're already guaranteed 4 attacks. And when he has that plus 2k like tacked onto him, you can really like put the pressure on him. Like even though you discard the card, if you have the crit trigger and like you have like the other soul starter, you definitely still have it. So definitely he's one card I still like to have at 3.
Alright, fair enough.
And of course, no Aquaforce deck should not have this. 3 Tidal Assault.
The main grade 2 himself, folks.
Self-explanatory. He does not need any more introductions, but the fact that you blow through counter blasts, you definitely need ways to get to 4th battle, and also extra grade 2. An extra grade 2 game, you can't go wrong with that. Originally I was on the fence of running him, but like just having like resources like Concerned and still being able to have access to the 4th battle is important. And another thing I have to note with Watt Hazard skill is it has to be a blue wave unit that attacks at the 4th battle. So if you swing with him 4th battle, his skill does not trigger off. So that's something to note like when you're doing your attacks. So, but if you swing with a blue wave unit and you still have him like standing, you can still like pop his skill off. And then also for our final grade 2s, we have 3 Medeas, only unit that has resist. Like in case you don't know, this deck is glass cannon, meaning no resist units, so it is prone to getting blown up.
Denial Griffin!
It is prone to getting blown up by anything, so you have to really play balsa walls, which is why I played more grade 2s. Otherwise, but she's a 11k attacker, and she also has resist, which is a bonus. I only run like 3 of her because you do not want to be on her as a ride target. Granted, it is a blue wave name. 8Ks still hurts, and they will rush you with no mercy. So, but other than that, she's a very good addition for that. And also and then finally with our grade 1 lineups, this might be questionable, but I still run 4 Ocean Keeper Play-Doh as opposed to like the new blue wave one, because personally I feel that counter blast is an important resource, and you want to make sure that you still have the abilities that you still have the costs like on deck that you can use for your skills, because this deck does eat up counter blasts. Like for those who are looking to build the deck, you can play the Yorgos, the blue wave PG, because it's much more budget friendly, and it gives you your blue wave ability to attack from the back row. So it's a lot. So you do have that option too. But personally, that's just my opinion. I like still having Play-Dohs just to have like the accessibilities for counter blasts. So that's just like why I want to keep that. And
Fair enough.
we have, and then the main grade 1, we have four Blue Wave Soldier Brachios. Now, this card is basically kind of like our Abyssal Owl clone, except we don't countercharge, which I wish it did, but putting that aside, when it's placed from hand, search top 7 for a Blue Wave, for a Valios, and then pitch a card that's a grade 3 or higher, like from your hand, like if you choose to add it to hand. And also, but its second skill is where it shines, so you can use, so again, another Valious target. And so, because when your Vanguard guard with Blue Wave like stands, he stands, so you can technically use him as like an extra attacker, as well as like as opposed to a booster. So if you ever find yourself like needing attackers like after your Vanguard restands, he's definitely gonna like help you with it. And in addition to that, we run only 3 Stride Fighters. No need to say because we recycle grade 3s. We only need to like you can afford to run like less Stride Fighters, but not much to say. You need to stride with this deck. If you don't, you are going to like go down.
You're gonna have a sad time.
Yeah. And also finally, this might actually be a little bit like controversial, but I run 2 of these mostly for the Blue Wave card, and mostly so I have the Soul Blast, and because it's a 4-time or more, he helps recuperate the discard costs of like my Vanguard restands. And so, because wave 4-time more at the end of the battle that I boost, I can choose a grade 3 from drop zone, pitch it to hand. So this mitigates the cost. Personally, I don't like running Chloris because even though like it gives the ability to like guard from the bind zone, control is now a prevalent thing, and I feel that we need to like rush and like be able to like put pressure early and establish momentum, as opposed to like trying to be on the defensive, because you bind it, you bind the card hard, they kill it, and pretty much all the work that you build up has pretty much just gone to waste. That's why I feel like I prefer to have this deck choice.
Okay. So you're saying just comparatively to like the rest of the meta. So like,
yeah, because we have to be aware of like control now with Ghidorah, and also Chaos Breaker getting some boosts, and also Messiah too. So that's another thing, and Overlord is starting to like creep up too. So so that's something to keep in mind. And now we go to our trigger lineups. We have the main triggers. Yep. Of course, 4 Brutal Wave, Blue Wave Soldier, like Brutal Troopers. This is amazing recyclable crit trigger.
Very good card.
Very good card. He'll mitigate your costs, so you want to try to keep it as much as possible, so that way you can funnel through or make sure that you get like the cards you need back, and you need to cycle through, because every time your Vanguard swings, you're gonna draw a card. So you put 3 of them back, and your Vanguard's attacks on the second wave or more, you're gonna draw 3. Counting Star Seal, that's another +1. So you don't minus when you put the card back every time you draw, and this is definitely played at forward. No questions, no questions about it. And also like these are reprinted, so you can definitely grab them. So have them. So overall another staple for Blue Wave cards to run, so that way you recuperate your costs, since you are going to be discarding like after you restand. And of course, I'm going to keep saying this until you do it. 2 Supersonic Sailors now 2, because we have to make room for draw triggers, but only because like we need to countercharge. Please reprint this, Bushiroad. I will keep saying this until you do it, because people want to play the deck and they don't want to bend over on their wallets. Our minimum wave jobs cannot pay for these. And then also why like there's only 6 criticals. I will go see why. This is 4 of the Blue Wave Margot clones. That's gonna be Blue Wave Soldier, Blue Gale Trooper. This is mostly for the name. I know it's not. I know he's not good looking, but we need like the extra draw triggers just so we can
take my
definitely do.
I know where you live.
Just so we can like draw and anchor our costs, but basically giving you a +3 so that way you can hit numbers. Not much you can really say about that.
I don't know what you're talking about. He has a lovely face. He has a face only a mother can love.
What card are you
And of
talking
course, we still keep the two pretty. Marika triggers, but we cut out two crit triggers just so we can make room for her because you're gonna be discarding every time you draw. Every time you restand, so this definitely helps make up for the cost. So, and also early game you need your combo pieces, so that's why 6 draws. And finally, just to top it all off, we have 4 of our lovely heals because again we countercharge and we also will use Soul from time to time, so she's definitely a staple for the special counterblasts. So definitely not much to say about it, but amazing heals that you definitely need. And now, without further ado, let's go to the G zone.
G-Zone time.
We go to, let's see, 4. It's like 4 of our lovely blue wave markers, like Flood Hazard Dragon. Amazing first turn stride card because you counterblast one, you flip itself. After 4 battles, like the 4th battle being a blue wave that you swing with, you stand it, it'll get drive -3. If you have the combo pieces like for the first turn stride, this is very, very lethal and you can literally push your opponent over the edge. Especially when their power is frozen at 11, they have to either guard or be able to take damage so that way they're not pitching so many cards. So this is very deadly first turn stride. But GB3, all your blue wave units on your front will get +2k, so that definitely is going to help hit numbers if you like stride him second. And also it gives an additional drive check, so with GB3 it's quad drive, and upon restanding you get like 1 drive check. I'm sorry Grand Gallop, but we are stealing your quad drive too.
Everyone gets quad drive. It's alright, they're probably gonna get like quintet drive, or like centuple drive in the set. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's true. And then, okay, so 2 Blue Wave Tetra Blow Dragon, we still keep 2 of them mostly because you want to be able to stride with the Blue Wave name, and he still provides it. So he's still a card to use, especially if you G-Guard once. The GB2 is live, so you can still restand and put as much pressure as Flood Hazard. Personally, I like using him after like G-Guarding because of the GB2, and also because with Flood Hazard, his Persona Flip does not kick in until after the 4th battle, so you're still getting 4 drive checks at the cost of like 1 discard. So like that's why I still like using him. And of course, 2 Commander Thavas. We still salute the Commander because sometimes you're not going to have the field formation for Flood Hazard or any of it, and this will just like get you the cards that you need, especially provided you have the crit triggers. So like definitely we still keep with him, and he's also free to counterblast, so you don't use too much resources. And for this one, of course, 1 Alexandros in case for a coup de grace finish, and also with Phoebus turns, he gets pretty big. So with minimal cost, you still want to at least keep 1 of him, and he's also like your last resort, like your final push. So definitely he's still worth like putting 1, like despite how tight the G zone is. And of course we have our lovely Megiddo, our gigantic blue button. Should anything happen, unless the opponent does not heal on you twice, then at least you can still work with it. So that's another. So that's still gonna be like so that's still something to have as like an emergency button.
Always good to have the big blue button, guys.
Yep. Red button in your case.
Yeah.
Seabreeze doesn't need introductions because we still need.
I hear Seabreeze is a good card.
Everybody should at least have one, like at this point, and also another reprint candidate.
I was about to say actually, if anything, they should definitely reprint Seabreeze.
Yes. Revival Collection. Next Revival Collection, Bushi Road. I do smell that one coming. And also we have our lovely O.N.S. as I explained with our Thavas, we need to protect our rear guards, and obviously just having Galfia allows you to do 2, so we could do more, and we can also do like.
You ever have a time where you're like, I wish I had the 4?
And so he's also really good,
like,
and he's also very. And so definitely at least try to have like 1-2 is like the most ideal in this case. 1 deterrence dragon, like I always said, like a 10k shield, first or fourth wave, and then also finally of course with our 2G guards, Galfia, because it helps us combat Link Joker, and wave second or third plus 5k shield, so it's a 20k shield on those, and it also helps them out. So definitely 2 of these like I explained, and you definitely want to have this for any Aquaforce build. Like my personal thoughts like on this build is I definitely enjoyed it. It's my second favorite Aquaforce build. It is, you have to definitely rush with this deck because this deck does not have as much resist units, and you have to be able to kill first or 2 strides. Like first stride ideal, but you want to make sure that you actually put as much pressure as early as possible. So if you don't, if you're behind the 8 ball, that's gonna be harder. So like this deck has to be played at a very fast tempo. I love Aquaforce, and it's like my favorite, and it has been my favorite deck since the BT08, and I'm still rocking it like since then. And I'm very happy with all the support that Set 13 did, because it addressed a lot of issues that it was falling behind the meta, and now we definitely have a chance, and I'm looking forward to see what they do. I also do have a Maelstrom and Ripple decks and Ripples too. Yes,
I mean, I guess that's a possibility. Let us actually, yeah, guys, let us know in the comments below if you want to see Ray's Maelstrom deck profile, and if we get enough responses, why not?
Yep, I can definitely do it, and also I'll give a shout out to like our fellow Game On player Dwayne. Thanks for like some of your feedback, and it's also very appreciated when we talk about our builds, and hopefully and also shout out to my teammate Zach for also like pitching in, because he also has some good ideas. So that's all I have, and in case you ever want to see more, like I'll let you know, and also definitely check out my adventures in Taiwan in a couple weeks, which I will be vlogging.
There you go. If you have a specific place to put out the vlog, we'll put it in the link in the description.
Yep,
there.
I will.
All right, awesome. So guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. We appreciate it. Let us know your personal thoughts on the deck in the comments below. We always like feedback, and if you have any questions for him too, again, comments down below. And yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. We will see you in the next video. Tony, say something.
Oh snap, son!